Morning. And today we are going to discuss about the battles and wars. We sufficiently discussed a lot of information regarding the wars and battles. Today is mere continuation. So why it's called Carnatic War? Okay, why it happened in 1740s with arrival at Dublin that led to the fight. Altogether, three Carnatic wars are Anglo-French war. So straight away open first war. First war, 1746, 1748. Write it down. 46, 1748. Whenever you are studying about wars, means you have to always keep it in mind that if it is war, right, first thing is course of action, sorry, cause of action. Yes, or reasons. First open. Cause. What is the cause or reason is first point. Austrian War of Succession. Austrian War of Succession. That is the cause. Right? Here I said not Australian war, it's an Austrian war. Austria is a country, is located here in Europe. Here is Austria. Here war of succession happens. War of succession means war for the next, who should be the next ruler. For that the war of succession. So here is Austria. In Austrian Empire, the fight between, just imagine, in 1746, listen, 1746, X the Austrian ruler. Even in the book it's mentioned the name, but don't study. Okay, X the ruler, he died. For his position A and B, it may be son or relatives or some other people. A and B were fighting for the war. Okay, this is called Austrian War of Succession. We already discussed that in Europe, two hereditary enemy. One is the British, another is the French. So here is the British, here is the French. French is very close. So both British and French wanted to influence the War of Succession. Why? Simple. If French supported person came to power, positive to the French. If the British supported person came to power, positive to the British. So we already discussed that both were enemy and both wanted to influence. So listen, you just imagine French supported B, you just in, and British supported A. It's not exactly, just imagine that who were the ruler, who are the successor, don't study, that is none of the business of here. Only thing Austrian War of Succession. So here what happened is, on behalf of, right, A and B, both French and British started to support. It means that on behalf of Austrian War of Succession, both British and French started to fight. So thus, Austrian War of Succession and British and French War took place in Europe. So war started between French and British in Europe. Okay, it was started in Europe, but we are discussing in Carnatic. What happened is, listen, France had many settlements, as well as British also had many settlements. Listen, British also had many settlements. Here, both the countries were fighting. Immediately, what happened? Both the British and French started to fight here. Both the British and French started to fight here. Why do you fight here, yeah, in Africa? Because my mother country was fighting. Likewise, the same Austrian War of Succession by which British and French fought in Europe, that reflected in India, that too they fought in Pondicherry and in the Madras region. That's why it's called the Austrian War of Succession. So war was started Europe. Based on the war, in Pondicherry and Madras also, Arcot region also, war was started. So single sentence, after that this much of explanation. Understood? Yes. So cause is over. Next, course of action. Yesterday I have already given the template. How the course of action, everything I have already given. Okay. So based on that, we are going to discuss. If you carefully see here itself, you would come to know, right? Here is the Pondicherry, here is the Madras, and in between that, only one thing I want to know. Here the Arcad. Carefully listen. The entire area was coming under Arcad Nawab control. That alone, you write it any of the margin. The entire area was coming under Arcad Nawab control. So this you keep it in mind. This will be helpful. Yes. With this, let's discuss. Now you come to here. Here is the Pondicherry, Dublin. Here, Madras, right? The British. What Dublin did it, he took it as an opportunity because in Europe, both the parties were fighting. So he took it as an opportunity. What he did, Dublin attacked and captured Madras in the course of action. That's the first point. Dublin attacked and captured Madras. Actually, it's a surprise. British didn't expect this. So attacked and captured Madras. Actually, it was a victory to French. So entire Madras now under the control of the Dublin. Now listen. Both British and French came to India for trade. Just for trade only they came to India. But what happened? Now the French took the power and attacked Madras. But all the areas were coming under whose control is Arcad. Carefully listen. Arcad, right. So his title is Nawab. Keep it in mind. So Arcad is a place. Those who are outside Tamil Nadu, carefully. Insiders, not at all a matter. Those who are from UP, Bihar, right, Andhra Pradesh, Arcad is a place. In that head is Nawab. That's why Arcad Nawab. How? Hyderabad is the place. Nizam is the title. That's why Hyderabad Nizam. In Bengal, otherwise Lucknow. In Lucknow, Awadh is a place where Nawab is the head. That's why Awadh Nawab. In the same way, right, Arcad is a place, the entire control under the Nawab. So listen, entire area was coming under Nawab. Immediately British from the Madras requested Nawab of Arcad. Even if you come down to Chennai, surrounding area, how Hyderabad biryani, how Mughal biryani, right, or how Karim's hotel in Delhi is famous. In the same way, Arcad biryani is also very tasty. These are all interview questions. Understood? So, how Mughal biryani in Delhi, how Hyderabad biryani, likewise in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and nearby Andhra, it's a very famous is the Arcad biryani. Keep it in mind. So, if you are coming down to Chennai and south, don't forget to taste the Arcad, especially the star biryani is there. It's very famous. So, here, keep it in mind. They requested Arcad Nawab. Nawab, you see that in your area, one trading company called the French East India Company was doing excess. So please help us in that way. Next point, you write it. The British requested Arcad Nawab help. Everything is course of action. Requested Arcad Nawab help. So Nawab sent force. Next point. Nawab sent force to fight against the French in Chennai. Because by the time from Pondicherry, Chennai under the control of the French. Okay. So immediately Arcad Nawab send a force to Chennai to fight against the French. This battle is very important. So already Chennai under French. Here is the Arcad, exactly latitude. Okay. So from here Arcad force came to Chennai. Already French force was there. In this one important battle took place. You write it. Battle of Sandome. Battle of Sandome. Otherwise, Battle of River Adayar. Battle of River Adayar. Because this took place near the river Adayar. That's nearby, located a place called Sandome, right? So one side is the French force, another side is the Nawab force. Nawab force. Even Nawab name is there, but don't want. It will be asked only in TNPC exam, Group 1 exam of Tamil Nadu. In UPSC level, even in history optional level, They are not at all asking about that. So you may leave it. Here also who got victory is French got victory. Put tick. So in that way, victory after victory to whom is the French? Everything was going good in India. The Dublay's position was rising. Right. Dublay went to the highest stage. Here is the photo of the Dublay. Here is the Dublay. So in that way, the first Carnatic War highly favorable to whom is the French. Everything was going good. But one thing you have to keep it in mind. War happened due to European affairs. It means that war should be ended with European affairs. What happened is, last point, you write it in 1748, war was ended in Europe, write it. War was ended in Europe by a treaty. So that's why I said the third in the template. In my template, if you see, any war would come to an end by means of treaty. War was ended by treaty of Axilla Chapla. Axilla Chapla. Ended with Axilla Chapla. Axilla Chapla is a place, it may be there in Austria or it may be there in France. So in with that, war was ended in Europe. So by the treaty, what happened is war was ended in the India also. So under the treaty, only one point you write it. As per the treaty, Madras was again given to British. Write it. As per the treaty, Madras was again restored. Restored or given to British. Taken? Actually, it was a setback because French authorities said, Dublé, enough is right. You just restore, give back Madras, and you return back to Pondicherry. In that way, it was a great setback. That's a French because of the French government. French government didn't say anything. By the time itself, British would have been completely vanished in southern part of India. So Dublé, with a half-heartedness, returned back to Pondicherry, but he didn't leave the affairs. He was waiting for the affairs. He wanted to again fight and wanted to again expel the British from the Deccan region, that's the south. He got opportunity in the very next year itself. He snatched it and started to fight against the British in the name of Second Carnatic War. So next, write it, Second Carnatic War. So first Carnatic War is over. Second Carnatic War, 1749, 1754. 1749, 1754. Taken? Yes. First, cause. So any war means causes. Write it. First is cause. Yes. What is the causes? War of succession in two places. Write it. Under the cause. Here also war of succession, but in two places. Write it. Yes. So first Carnatic War 1746-48. Second Carnatic War 49-54. That is what? Here. Yes. Causes. So war of succession in two places. In two places. One in Hyderabad. In two places, war of succession. Hyderabad. Yes. Here we have to discuss. Who was the first Nizam of Hyderabad? We already discussed that. That is Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Shah. Am I right? So now what happened is, first point here in 1748, under war of succession in Hyderabad, you write it. In 1748, Asaf Shah died, and his position was contested by two. So after the death of Asaf Shah, his position was contested by two. That's why it's called war of succession. Here two people. One is Muzaffar Jung. Muzaffar Jung. Another is Nasir Jung. So in that way, war of succession in Hyderabad. Okay. And next is War of Succession in Arcad. In Arcad. In Arcad, what happened is two persons, War of Succession, right? Write it. One is Anwaruddin. Anwaruddin. Another is Chanda Sahib. Chanda Sahib. So please just confine to this. And one thing I want to clear it regarding war. This is a vast topic actually. War and success, war and battle. If you see the unit, 7th unit or 8th unit in spectrum book, it would go for 70 pages or 80 pages are there in the spectrum book itself. If, no, I would discuss, I would study all the Varna, that's all. You are doing again suicide. Right. I would study all the factual information, useless. Even in history optional, it's useless. So whatever I am giving regarding war and the factual information with that you can find. Okay. So likewise, listen, this is very important thing. In India itself, war of succession. Earlier, war of succession happened in outside. Outside happened. But here, in India itself, war of succession. Carefully listen. That too in the Deccan itself. One is in Hyderabad, another is in Arcad itself. Now you see that Dublé got a great opportunity. What Dublé started to think and imagine is, if I supported one fellow in Hyderabad, if I supported another fellow in Arcad, if such a people came to power, definitely I would control the entire Deccan region, not just Carnatic region. I would control the entire Deccan region because my supporter would be there in Hyderabad, Nizam as well as Arcad, Nawab. That's why what this right British, that is the Dublé did is so started to support. This is the war cause. I'll come back. You have written War of Succession. In the War of Succession itself, you have to write it, right? So you have written Hyderabad so and so, right? Muzaffarjung you have written, right? French supported. Near Muzaffarjung you write French supported. Near Nasir Jung you write British supported. You have to write like this. And next in Arcad, Anwaruddin, who was supported by British. So near Anwaruddin, British supported. Near Chanda Sahib, the French supported. Taken. So likewise, the war was started in the Deccan, not just in Arcad. These are all the causes of the Second Carnatic War. So though war took place here, causes were including of Nizam dominion also. This you should know. You see, very, very interesting. Whether Nasir Jung and Muzaffar Jung were fighting or not, that doesn't matter. But on behalf of Nasir and Muzaffar Jung, French and British would fight. It is not just Nasir and Muzaffar Jung. It is a fight between the French and British, who is very big. We will look after whether your artillery or my artillery. Let's fight. This is what interesting. Actually, this you carefully listen. Simultaneously, they were rising in Plassey. Even we are discussing much before Plassey. Plassey in 1757. But Carnatic wars were the earliest wars. You have to keep like that timeline. It's the earliest. So rise of British and French, they fought initially in Deccan region, in Tamil Nadu. Then only gradually in the Plassey and Buxar. Understood? Plassey 1757. But before Plassey itself, first and second Carnatic wars were over. You have to link like that. But I can't discuss over in a day everything. That's why I'm discussing day after day. It does not mean that if I already discussed Plassey first, it does not mean that Plassey would come as first and Carnatic war would come second. It does not mean like that. Okay. So here you put the timeline, you just have an idea. This is what. So here, this is what the cause. Next, course of action. First point. Till 1750, the war was in favor of the French. So everything was going good. Dublé again got victory till 1750. Then what happened in 1750? This is the most important battle in South India and modern history. You write it. 1750 Battle of Arcot. Very, very important. 1750 Battle of Arcot. Yes, one side French force, another side British force. Who commanded French for Dublé? Who commanded British forces? Robert Clive. British forces, Robert Clive. Robert Clive commanded. So here, Robert Clive got victory. Put tick. Actually, this is the turning point, and actually hereafter only Robert Clive started to rise. You see that Arcad 1750, Battle of Plassey 1757. 7 years later only, right? Plassey took place where Robert Clive participated. So actually, he started to rise only in Arcad, not in Plassey. Plassey much later. That's why Robert Clive was famously called the hero of Arcad. He was not called the hero of Plassey. Note it down. Famously called the hero of Arcad. Taken. So hereafter, what happened is victory after victory to whom is the British. And in the first war we discussed, carefully listen. In first war we discussed that from Pondicherry, Dublé captured Madras. But in second war, from Madras, British captured Pondicherry. Write it. From Madras, British captured Pondicherry. No doubt. French surrendered. Clean surrender. Clean defeat, clean surrendered. So British captured Pondicherry. At last, what happened is treaty was signed in Pondicherry. That's why I write Treaty of Pondicherry. Treaty of Pondicherry. Taken. This is important. So here what happened? As per Treaty of Pondicherry, here you people know. Treaty of Pondicherry, no, war was ended. What is the ending year of the war? That you have to write it. 1754, Treaty of Pondicherry. Listen, between which 2 year war happened? That is enough. What is the battles here? That's none of the business. Never study of this. Right? You just understand chronology. Don't reproduce the year. You will not given marks of giving more factual information in mains. Actually, for prelims, that too for understanding chronological order, I forced to give some years. In the case of mains, if you come down is you have to give more analysis. First war, Dublé, upper hand. Second war, initial period, Dublé, upper hand. Later, rise of Robert Clive. You have to write like this rather than just writing the years, writing the treaty, writing the provision of treaty, useless. Okay. So here in the Pondicherry Treaty itself, what happened is Pondicherry was restored to French. So how in the first war Madras was restored to the British, in the same way Pondicherry here was restored to the French. With a provision that, what is the provision? Dublé and French, hereafter you should not swing your tail. This is what happened. Actually, with that second war, there was a severe prestige loss to whom is the Dublé. So last point you write it. After this war, Dublé left India as a defeated person. Defeated person, unfulfilled person, because he is the person wanted to have a French empire in India. So he had such an ambition, but the ambition failed. Otherwise, Dublé was most ambitious person, wanted to build up a French empire, at least in South India. Fortunately, they didn't happen. Had it happened, just imagine. Just imagine. Already in India, north-south division is there. Culture-wise, especially language-wise, such a division. Dravidian language and versus Hindi is there. Right. Now, at least English language, British ruled the entire India. So at least one common language through which English, entire India is being unified. Otherwise, you just imagine. This is what if this happened. If this didn't happen in history. You just imagine if entire South India in the French means that's all over. It is impossible for unification of India. French, South people would know French language. Northern people would know English language. Even languages also, it's impossible to unify. Am I right? Had the British, French conquered the southern part. These are all if condition. You have to put it. Had French ruled India or had French conquered India, what would have happened? You have to answer. Otherwise, question maybe I'll ask, maybe ask like this: Had British not ruled India, or had British not conquered India, what would have been the option, or what would have been the India's course of action? You can write it for 150 words. Am I right? What would have happened? No English, no parliamentary institution, no civil services. Why you people, 400 people would not be here? I would not be here. Even MP, MLA, that concept is entirely different. Even here, I may not wear dress. Otherwise, here no pant. Rather than what I have to wear is dhoti. As per South Indian customs, dhoti would be there. And here an angavastra, what Modi ji dressed it during his Mamalam visit during the Chinese president. And you people would not wear, if it is Bengali, different. If it is Rajasthani, different. Had British not conquered India, and why not? Whether I would speak in English, even we are boasting. We are saying like this in the first class itself. I said on August 15, 1947, India got independence. What nonsense! Whether India got independence from the British, that too I am going to discuss in which language is English language. Whether British left English, India, but we are saying that British left India. British left India. That too in English language. That too in English costume. Huh? Politically left India. Culturally and all the whether even Alan Soli also, they are in India. That I will discuss in post-independent consolidation about this. Okay, with this, Dubois' ambition was over. Okay, then who came to India? Yes, so instead of Dubois, another Governor General, you write it from French, who was the Governor General is Count de Lally. Write it. Count de Lally. So Dubois left, Count de Lally. So when he came to Pondicherry, listen, this Count de Lally came to Pondicherry. He also wanted to take revenge. No, no, I want to again wish to have conquer India. That led to hostilities between British and the French in the name of Third Carnatic War. Right? Next is Third Carnatic War. Yes, 1757, 1763. 1757 to 1763. Cause 7 years war. Actually, it says 1756 to 1763. Then only it would come here 4 years, 3 years. Yes, 1756 to 63 causes 7 years war in Europe and the fight between French and British. And the fight between French and British. Taken? Yes, listen. How Austrian War of Succession was reason for first war how Austrian War of Succession was reasoned, in the same way 7 years were also responsible. So now war started in Europe between French and British. 7 years the war was going on. So wherever French and British settlements were there, whether in Africa, whether in America, or whether in anywhere, French and British started to fight. So here also started to fight. Like first war, this was also the 7 years war where is in Europe. Okay, cause is power. Next, course of action. Course of action. From the beginning, the British got victory in many battles. It means that from the day one of the starting of the war, the British got victory. Why? It is different with the second war. In the second war, initially French got victory, later only the British. But here it's not like that. From the beginning itself, the French got victory. So sorry, British got victory in so many battles. One battle I wanted to clear is what is the battle is Battle of Vanduvash. Vandavas or Vandavasi. In local language, it is called Vandavasi. One side is French force. Who commanded is the Governor General Count de Lally. Here is the British force. Who commanded is Sir Ayercourt. Ayercourt. So here Ayercourt got victory. Got it? So Sir Ayercourt got victory. So here, this is what very important. So you keep it in mind. By this time, Ayercourt, no Robert Clive, nothing is there. So likewise, so many battle. In all the battle, the British got victory, and at last, you see that war should come to an end in Europe. Am I right? What happened is, you write it. War was ended with the Treaty of Paris. So a treaty was signed at a place called Paris. With that, war was ended. War was ended. Okay, so this is what of three Carnatic wars. Now, what what's the impact of the Carnatic war? Last you write it impact of the wars, not third war or second war, entire war. What's the impact of the war? Is listen, South India, whether it is for the British or French, is to whom the British. First point, rise of British in Deccan. Rise of British in Deccan. Yes, it's a first. Second is they got some territory. They didn't got entire territory. What territory they got is important. Right, listen. In this, they got some territory from Arcad ruler. They got some territory from Nizam. Actually, could you see Northern Sarkar, present day Kakinada, these areas, gradually they got it. Nizam was there. From Nizam, due to the help of the Nizam, by helping Nizam, they got some territory. So listen, at the end of the three Carnatic war, got some territory here and they got some territory here, but they didn't annex Nizam. We already discussed that Nizam was a princely state till the end. From Nizam, by helping, they got some territory. Why I'm saying is, listen, if they got some territory, their next enemy is which fellow? That's a Mysore. So listen, when the British got territory, next problem with the Mysore, that led to the war called the Anglo-Mysore War. That is the third impact. Next to right, Anglo-Mysore hostilities were started. Anglo-Mysore hostilities were started. Taken? That's all. So it's simple. First Carnatic War, second Mysore War. After finishing Mysore War, here Marathas. After that, the Punjab region. After that, Sindh region. In between gap, this Bengal area, Awadh, Delhi, we discussed. Over. Okay, today I will discuss these two. I discussed Karnataka war. Next, I will discuss Mysore war. If Mysore discussion is over, if time is there, we will discuss some administrative unit because I don't want to continue to discuss the war and battle because will be got up. Carnatic, Mysore, Maratha, Sindh region, Punjab region, Pakistan region, likewise. Okay. And now open the topic Anglo-Mysore Wars. Anglo-Mysore Wars. Yes. Shall we start? In the third unit, one thing I missed it because before discussing Anglo-Mysore War, we should discuss about the Mysore Kingdom because in third unit we discussed Bengal, Awadh and Hyderabad. I deliberately left the Mysore. Here we will discuss first the establishment of Mysore Kingdom, then what led to the Anglo-Mysore conflict. Okay, first under this topic you write Mysore Kingdom. Mysore Kingdom. You carefully see the map. Actually, history should be studied through map. So whenever you are studying history, always have the map and especially historical map is available in internet itself. Just if you are studying Mysore war means Mysore kingdom. If you are studying about Ranjit Singh, right? Maharaja Ranjit Singh of Punjab, Ranjit Singh territory. So what is the territory? Okay, present day Punjab is different. Under the Sukar Chakyas of the Ranjit Singh, that's different, right? So here you see that how the Mysore kingdom was started. For that comparison, how Bengal kingdom was started means it was earlier province of Mughals. What is Awadh? Earlier province of Mughals. Later detached. What is Hyderabad? Earlier province. In each provinces, Nawab, Nizam, Diwan or Subedar were there. Likewise, this Mysore area was also a province, but it is not Mughal province. Then it was whose province? Keep it in mind. Mysore means here is area. It's not Mysore city. Mysore city is 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers. Whenever I say Mysore area, Mysore kingdom means that much big. Right? So likewise, whether this Mysore area was part and parcel of Mughal, no, it was part and parcel of South India's greatest empire called Vijayanagar. That is the first point. You write it. Mysore was one of the province of Vijayanagar. One of the province of Vijayanagar. Vijayanagar means Vijayanagar kingdom. Yes, listen. By 1500 and 1600 in South India, a great empire building activity was done by Vijayanagar, this much of area. How Mughal Samaraj was parceled into provinces for administrative convenience. Likewise, Vijayanagar was also parceled into province. Carefully listen. Provinces. In that one of the provinces, the Mysore, right? It's one of the province. So the kingdom was divided into province. Even if you want, you note it down like this. The kingdom was divided into province, and one of the province is Mysore. Mysore. Yes, this is what. So for administrative convenience, so many province, Mysore was also province. You consider this is Mysore province, okay? Southern part, this much big. Yes, listen. How Vijayanagar Mughal reached peak under Aurangzeb. After that, started to decline. In the same way, Vijayanagar also started to rise and reached peak under whose is Krishna Devaraya. So next you write it. It reached a peak during Krishna Devaraya period. After that, it started to decline. These are all pure medieval. Just a glance of the medieval so that you could easily have an idea of the modern parts. Okay. After Vijay Krishna Devaraya period, within bracket you write around 500s. 1500, sorry, not 500, 1500s. So as long as Krishna Devaraya was there, not at all. But after his death, decline. After his death, decline. So it's like Mughals. After Aurangzeb, decline. Okay, it's the first. Second thing, in the Mughal, one decisive battle which completely declined after Mughal is Battle of Karnal. I have already given. Karnal is between which two people type? You all type. Type it here. Nadir Shah and Muhammad Shah. So after the Karnal, the Mughal weakness was exposed to rest of world. Likewise, here also Vijayanagar started to decline and their weakness was exposed to rest of the world. This is a very important medieval India battle in South India is, you write it, yeah, important battle in South India is Battle of Tallikota. Tallikota or Rakasha Dangadi. Rakasha Dangadi. Dangadi 1565 between Vijayanagar and Bahimini. In that, Vijayanagar was defeated. So how after Karnal, further disintegration of Mughal, here after Rakasha Dangadi, this year is very important. In medieval, this is a very important year. Vijayanagar started to decline after this battle. Decline means disintegration. How Mughal started to disintegrate? By creating Bengal kingdom, Hyderabad kingdom, Awadh kingdom. Likewise, here also provinces started to rise. Okay, each provincial governor themselves started to, actually in those who are in Tamil Nadu and Andhra, Kerala people, this is important. Actually in Vijayanagar, who are the provincial governors are called Nayakas. You might have come across the word Nayakas. And Polikars below that, even Saira Narasimha Reddy. If you see that movie, Saira Narasimha Reddy was a Polikar, one of the Polikar. In Tamil Nadu, we used to call as Palayakara. Palayam, you might have. Even in Karnataka, Bangalore itself, we have one stop, Kalasi Palayam. Am I right? So Palayam concept can be seen in South India because of the impact of the Vijayanagar. Okay, so they started to disintegrate. Now I just confine to the Mysore. Who founded Mysore kingdom? So Mysore was a province. Now it detached. Who founded in which year? Very, very important. Already 2007 preliminary question. In 1613, Mysore kingdom was born. Mysore kingdom was founded by the Mysore governor Krishna Rajendra Udayar. Simple Krishna Raja Udayar. Full name Krishna Rajendra Udayar. With the permission of Vijayanagar ruler, Venkada II. Vijayanagar ruler Venkada II. This is what exactly happened. So who was the founder of the Mysore kingdom was Krishna Rajendra Odayar. That's why Krishna Raja Odayar is a very famous figure in Karnataka region. Even KRS Dam, have you come across? In Mysore, named after him. Even if you are anyone from Bangalore, KR Market is there. Even KR Nagar is there. KR Market is very big market, right? So Krishna Rajendra Odayar, the founder of the Mysore kingdom, the year is 1613. You by heart all such information. In South India, one important kingdom, native ruler, princely state is this Mysore kingdom. Have you visited Mysore Palace? Have anyone visited? Type it. Yes. How many people? Many. Oh, super. Many visited. Excellent. Yeah, because if you see the Mysore Palace, then you compare your house. Just compare your house. Okay. Our house, even my house also, is equal to the bathroom size of the Mysore Maharaja. And in front of their palace, there is a very huge space where you could construct a football, even you can play a football match. And what is the magnificent of the palace? It shows their area, it shows their purpose, it shows their rule. Even for the girls in the palace also separate room, separate not room, separate area. Even for drying the hair, separate place. Just imagine. Even the doors are this much big. So you go for India Darshan, India visit, Bharat Darshan. Anyhow, after becoming IAS officer, you will go for Bharat Darshan, right? That will be helpful, right? At the cost of government of India. But even if you go visited, this is good actually. Mysore Palace is excellent one. Why I'm saying is, whenever you are visiting such a place, then only you could come to know where I am, whether I have grown up. Nothing. Some people are there. After having 2000 square feet, 3000 square feet of the house, and some one or two car would say, great, you go and visit that place. We are all nothing. Point not 1%. And if you visit Red Fort, that's all over. You are nothing. We are nothing. Even Mysore Palace, small ruler, themselves built this much of palace. Mean Mughal Samraj ruled the entire India. Just imagine after Red Fort, Agra Fort. So why many people are asking you to go and visit a place? Mean then only your knowledge would be broad, and where you are, comparison effect would come. Mysore Palace I visited, mesmerized actually. 2 hours, 3 hours I visited this, and definitely myself pinched, whether it's a real or whether in that imaginary dream. Yes. Why I'm saying is, if you go to the palace in one place, all the Odayars photos are there. So and so, so and so, so and so Odayars. So why I'm saying is, so Mysore dynasty thereafter ruled by Odayars. Why? Whoever will be the successor, all took the name Odayar. For example, I am also one of the ruler by 1750s or 1700. If this Saranamurti, right, became the king of Mysore, means Saranamurti Odayar. Likewise, that's why which area was ruled by Odayar dynasty is Mysore area. Understood? Starting year is 1613. After that, you put dot dot. 1700 is also Odayars, and you put dot dot. So here also Odayars, you put dot dot dot. In 1740s, one important incident happened. So after putting dot dot dot, you write it. In 1740s, Hyder Ali, here Hyder Ali entered into the service of Mysore kingdom as Sipai. Entered into Mysore kingdom as Sipai. Taken 1740s he entered, not exact year, approximate year I told. So 1740s he entered. But what happened is Hyder Ali was ambitious person. He was an adventurous, ambitious. So what he did really started to rise, and 1760s he came to power. 1760s by removing Udayar family. So he did some political work, and at last in 1760s he came to power. Take it? Yes. So 1740s and later 1760s he came to power. Actually, Udayar family members were there. They were not allowed to rule it rather than himself. Actually, he was a military commander. A commander mean definitely would have advantage. He took opportunity. He snatched the power from Udayar family and himself declared as the ruler. This is what from Udayar to how Hyder came to power. This is normal in all the circumstances. Even in ancient India, you will be discussed of this, right? Haryanga dynasty, even Chandragupta Maurya also defeated the last Nanda ruler. This is very normal. Even Delhi Sultanate also, how all the Sultan did come to power is because of this. Understood? Because if a military commander in those times coming to power is ambition, even now also in politics, what is that? What ultimate one would become CM, one would become PM. That's all. One would become minister, right? So likewise, in 1760s he came to power, and what was the capital of this Hyder Ali is Srirangapatnam, right? Actually, Mysore is here, nearly 30 kilometers north of Mysore. You could see Srirangapatnam. Don't confuse with Srirangam. That is a place in Tamil Nadu. Right. Actually, Srirangapatnam would be here. Is here. Mysore on the way to Bangalore. You could Mysore to Bangalore, Srirangapatnam. So his capital was Srirangapatnam. Now you look into two different events. By 1760, Hyder Ali came to power here. By same 1760, three Carnatic wars were over. British came to power in Arcad and captured some territory. Listen, Hyder was an ambitious person. British were also ambitious. If two ambitious were very close to each other, war would happen. What is the war? Is Anglo-Mysore War. That's all. This is the method of linking. Actually, studying is not at all a problem. How you are linking different information. If you linked it and study basic information, if you study, you will know whatever the topmost. Without knowing only, many students, especially even I'm taking in Delhi also, I find it. Students are North Indians, people are always in favor of history. That's no doubt at all. They knew the events, but they couldn't correlate different events. They're simply mugging it up. Once if you knew the event, mugging up and other analysis is very easy. This is what we are doing. Understood? So here, if you study like this, most interesting is history. Actually, north side history is the most interesting topic. Many are eager. Only in south, because many South Indian students are thinking that Indian history in UPSC is most towards North India. Yes, no doubt at all. And some South Indian history is also there. That might be the reason, right? History phobia may be there in South. But in North, if you see history mania, actually. Understood? So here, you just analyze it. right? And link it very easy. That's all. Now we are going to discuss the Anglo-Mysore War. Altogether, how many Anglo-Mysore wars are there? Altogether, four. So four such a war today I have to discuss. If it's over, next time going to open a new topic. So now I open first war. Open the topic. First war means first Mysore war. 1767, 1769. 7 to 69. First subtopic, cause. Cause. Ambition of Hyder and British. Ambition of Hyder and British. Simple. What kind of ambition? Territorial ambition. What kind of territorial ambition? Don't write. Simple. By logic yourself. Hyder wanted to expand towards eastwise at the cost of British territory. British wanted to rise towards west at the cost of Hyder, that is the Mysore territory. So if two that army started to fight each other in the name of Mysore war. So territorial ambition. Cause is over. Next, course of action. Yes, listen. Here is Srirangapatnam. Here is Madras. Okay, Srirangapatnam, and here is Madras. Right, listen. By 1760s, if you see, Bengal affairs are famous. At the time, only Buxar was over. Robert Clive introduced dual government system. You have to link it, and simultaneously you have to keep it in mind of Bengal affairs. What else were going on in India? And dual government system, ugly nature of the dual government system, and the British were facing the problem here. Okay, so British didn't concentrate here. That opportunity was used by Hyder. What Hyder did, he attacked the British territory and he was very close to Madras. So you write it. By using the British negatives. British mean English East India Company. British negative. What are all the negative? Write it. In Bengal area, you have to write. What is the negative? Dual government system, revenue loss like this. And they concentrated in Bengal. By using this, Hyder attacked British territory in Carnatic region, Arcad region, defeated them in many battles. Here battles are there, no important battles. Defeated them in battles, many battles, and he was close to Madras. He was close to Madras. Even in history, we will study of this. One historian, Hyder was thundering the gates of Madras, which was unexpected by the British. Which was unexpected by British. Okay. So here, so what Hyder did, British already struck here. So Hyder used this. He attacked the British area, defeated them in many battles, and he was very close to Madras. Okay, very close to Madras. Actually, British never expected because British were struggling hard here. So even do you know British war has to prepare for war. Yet to prepare for war. Okay, now imagine your situation. Here, who is there? Aparna. Okay, Aparna is okay. Left. Aparna is okay. Aparna is there. Fight between me and Aparna. Okay, I don't have any weapon, but by this time, 12 o'clock, Aparna had full weapon and she is about to attack me. Is it the right time to fight with Aparna? No. Why? Even though she is feminine, I am masculine. Even though in the bare fist fight I would defeat her, but now she has all the weapon. Now this is not the right time to fight with Aparna because she would easily defeat and kill me. What I have to do? I have to appease him. Why Aparna? This collaborate, right? Why this? Right? Don't do. Let's be friend. Come, let's go and have a coffee day and have a coffee. She is also accepted my friendship, right? Because she is also need of a boyfriend. Just saying, I'm saying. Because if some people attack, I will because friends. Okay. And we had coffee. At the time, she laid down all the weapon. After having the coffee, when she about to leave, I took the weapon. I finished Aparna. Understood? This is what the British did it. Whenever in a war or battle, right? Listen. Whenever a war in a battle, if British had lower hand, here is the British. Lower hand mean they try to avoid further damage. They try to have good relationship with the ruler. But at the same time, if the British had upper hand, they would kill and do anything of this. They would take everything from the ruler. At the time, native ruler cannot go for no. British, let us go for a friendship treaty. No, this is what the British did it. Now you say, is it a Rajniti or Adharma? Type it. It's a diplomacy, a Rajniti or Adharma. Adharma, diplomacy. Okay, only two. Many. Rajniti, right? Rajatandra. Yes, exactly. Keep it in mind. From British side, they would say it's a Rajtandra. But from Indian side, defeated side, they would say it's an Adharma. Actually, do you know who would use this word, this kinds of word? Adharma is a defeated side. Always the defeated side would use the word Adharma, cunningful. Victorious side would use the word diplomacy. Am I right? In the war, always this is what the words from the people. So it's Adharma, Rajniti, it's up to them. Okay. So here is what the British did it. Either. Why do you get tension, my friend? Don't get tension. Right? So here we don't want war. Let us you stop the war. You are invited to Madras because he was very close to Madras. You are invited to Madras, not as my enemy, rather than as my friend. The terms was accepted. Negotiation was accepted by Hyder. Hyder came to Madras as a friend. War was ended and a treaty was signed in Madras called Friendship Treaty. Next one. Negotiation with Hyder. War was ended. A treaty was signed. That's what the treaty is. Treaty of Madras. Treaty was signed called Madras. Treaty of Madras. What's the significance of Treaty of Madras is friendship treaty. Note it down. Actually, these kinds may be written in mains. Okay, friendship treaty. Simple. What is friendship treaty means? Hereafter, listen. Don't read everything. Okay, write the keyword and listen many things. Whenever you supposed to see the keyword, the remaining story, whatever I explained in classroom, would come out. Once you study the book, the same kind of information would be there. Okay, why I am studying, asking you to study standard book is then only you could write it coherently. Even with my class notes itself, openly to say, for prelims and mains, my class notes is more than enough. But I don't want to take risk actually. Right? I don't want to take risk. Right? One. That's why I ask you to study standard book. Second thing, second thing is, if you study my class notes alone, you can't write coherently. If you study my notes as along with the book, you would get the sentence formation. Once you know the sentence formation and the story and how to write coherently, left the book and confined to the class notes with some added points you might have taken from the notes, the textbook. Yes, now listen. Now friendship treaty. Either was attacked by third party, British would help, and vice versa. The treaty was also good for Hyder Ali. Why? Why the treaty was also good for Hyder is Hyder also had enemy. Who was the enemy for Hyder is the Marathas. Because frequently Marathas attacked of Hyder's territory. Listen, hereafter, if Marathas attacked me, definitely who should help the Hyder is British. That's why Hyder also accepted Treaty of Madras. Then he returned back. Listen, returned back to his capital Srirangapatnam. Years were rolled on. At 1 year, listen, Marathas attacked Mysore. As per the Treaty of Madras, Hyder asked the British support, but by this time, British refused to give. That's why hostilities were again started between Hyder and British. That led to the war called Second War. Now open the topic, Second War. Second War, 1780, 1784. 1780, 1784. First topic, cause. Yourself right, all right the cause. So Second War year 1780-84. So causes I already told. So keep in mind each word whatever I am saying is important because I am not at all explaining out of anything. We don't have sufficient time. In the precise time itself, we effectively utilize this. So carefully listen the class. Each word, each statement count. Okay, don't take it lethargy. So causes you have written. Marathas attacked Mysore. As per Treaty of Madras, Hyder asked British help. British refused. That's the reason. Okay, now listen. Hostilities were started. Now British knew very well. Listen. Now British knew very well that what British knew very well that is Hyder again would attack us. So by the time British well prepared. British well prepared. Now hostilities were started. By this time in many battles, Hyder was defeated. Open course of action. Now British well prepared. So Hyder was defeated in some battles. Some battles. In that one battle is Battle of Porto Novo. Battle of Porto Novo. Porto Novo means it's not a place in Europe. It's a local place in Tamil Nadu. What is the place is Parangipetai. Parangipetai. That is for British, they use the word Porto Novo, the center. But Parangipeta means no one would give respect. Am I right? Yes. So here, one side Hyder, other side is Sir Ayerkut, the same man who participated in the Battle of Vandavash, the same person. Taken. So battle of this Parangipet or Porto Novo. Here Sir Ayerkut got victory. Just to put it. So it means that Ayerkut was an important commander, very, very important commander. So these kinds helpful. Why British got victory? Company got victory mean company had great commanders. Robert Clive, Ayerkut, Cornwallis, Wellesley, all are Governor General as well as the commander. That might have been the reason for the rise of British in India. Okay. So this is what in that way everything was going on. What is the year is 1781. Don't by heart the year. This year is not at all important. Just for continuity, I'm saying. Next year, 1782, Hyder died due to cancer. So due to cancer, Hyder died. Okay, because a continuous fight, a continuous effort, definitely disease would come, and he died due to what is the cancer. Even some historian used to add it is not a cancer, sir, because of the British cancer. Yeah, some used to say. Okay, listen. Listen, here this is very important. War was between 1780 84, 84. But 1782 itself, Hyder died. But war was continued for next 2 years. Why? Is the war was continued by son and successor Tipu Sultan. Write it. By son and successor Tipu Sultan. Taken? So that's why the war was continued. So here is the Tipu. Listen, either ambitious person, no doubt. But Tipu was one step ahead, even I would say ambitious power. Otherwise, ambitious power 4, ambitious power 8, square or 4 or whatever it is. Even in India, we used to say, if father jump 8 feet, son would jump 16 feet. No, this son jumped 64 feet or 128 feet. Just imagine. Tipu, an important, very important figure in modern Indian ruler, right? So Tipu was also ambitious fellow, and he was modern man. He was a modern man. That's also important. And he modernized army. If you write like this, that's for mains. And you in the book you study like this. Okay. Fact wise, my class notes are more than enough. A modernized army. Even Akbar failed in this sense. Akbar is known for some other architecture and religious policy, Rajput policy, but modernization wise, Akbar didn't shine. Even the S12 President of India, Abdul Kalam himself, related to rocket and atomic energy, even himself wrote in his book, The Wings of Fire, he mentioned that in the port of Tipu Sultan, he traced, that is Abdul Kalam traced the missile testing. Even some missile testing centers were there because of some charred mark. Charred mean black color remarks. He tried, right? Likewise. Why I'm saying is already in India, ambitious is the British. Now another ambitious is the Tipu. If two ambitious people are fighting in whether war would be entered or dragged, means war was dragged. That's why you write it in the second part of the timeline. 1782 to 84, war was dragged. Why? It's like a football match. If both the sides were so strong, no end of the match because no one would put the goal or equal draw. Same thing. Otherwise, if one is like a Brazil, another is like a football, we are weak. Openly to say India, I mean Brazil would get a victory because of putting more number of goals. Okay, so likewise, both the sides. That's why 1782 no one, 1783 no end, 1784 both the side tired at last. Okay, let us stop the war. Enough. Let us stop the war. Let us maintain status quo. Status quo mean as such, right? So by 1784, due to tired and prolonging of the war, both decided to end the war and signed a treaty at Mangalore. That's why the treaty is called Treaty of Mangalore. Mangalore, now it's called Mangaluru. What is the name of the treaty? Treaty of Mangalore. It's like a status quo. Status quo means as such. Status quo. It neither was success nor defeat for any side. So in this way, first war favorable to either. Second war neither favorable nor defeat to any side because both sides were powerful. So we discussed two war. Why third war, fourth war? 5 minutes break, then we will discuss. Yes, next. Third war. 1790, 1792. Just 2 years. 1790 and 1792. Just 2 years happened. Yes, first cause. Causes. Third war, fourth war is important. 2018 or 19 preliminary question is related to fourth war. Okay. So what are the causes of the third war? Is you people know. You first is ambition. Ambition of both Tipu and British. Because two swords cannot be there in a single sheet. Am I right? Only one sword alone should be there. The same concept is there. That too, if the two great people are very close to each other, personality clash would definitely come. So first is ambition for both the people. Tipu was also an ambitious, British was also ambitious, but by this time, one most ambitious, most successful Governor General came to India. So second point, arrival of Governor General. Who was the Governor General is Cornwallis. Even I discussed the same point in Bengal also. Arrival of Cornwallis as Governor General. Cornwallis already came. In which year Cornwallis came to India, type? In which year did he come to India? 1786. In 1786 itself, he came to India and he was closely monitoring. 4 years he was closely monitoring from Bengal, that too from Calcutta. He was watching the southern situation. And by the time Tipu was rising, he was watching. Who was this fellow? Tipu. I would not spare him this Tipu. Likewise, he was. Because Cornwallis was most. How Tipu's character and his ability we discussed. In the same way, Cornwallis' character should be discussed. So Cornwallis, under that you write administrator. Again and again we will discuss about Cornwallis. Administrator, military general. So administrator, military general. Earlier he participated in American War of Independence. Earlier, he participated in American War of Independence. Even this will be helpful for world history. In America, it's a very important battle. Very famous battle in America is Battle of Yorktown. In world history, it will be discussed in American War of Independence. In one side, in the Battle of Yorktown, one is George Washington, the father of the United States of America. Named the capital was also named after him. One side is George Washington. Another side is on behalf of the British, the Cornwallis. In that Battle of Yorktown, George Washington defeated Cornwallis. So, likewise, Cornwallis already had a rich experience in American soil itself. Now he was appointed as the Governor General of India also. When he came India, he wanted to raise his prestige. Carefully listen. He wanted to raise his prestige. At the same time, Tipu was rising. He was closely monitoring the Sipus. So Cornwallis determined to fight war, to wage a war against Tipu Sultan. In that sense, there's no doubt at all. So this is the way you have to study. And what method you have to study is, listen, first you have to study chapter after chapter. In the first day itself, you can't get interlinking of all the topics in history and all the topic of this. First, you have to discuss, study chapter after chapter in history. Then you have to link various chapters in history. For example, I am discussing modern India, but I linked it with world history. While you are studying medieval India, you can link one information with the ancient. After linking history, you have to link history with social issues. You have to link history with geography. This is called cross-subject analysis actually. But cross-subject analysis would not come overnight. It would at least say 6 months or 7 months of preparation. Once you are able to correlate cross-subject, and you are eligible for writing prelims and mains. But for that, you need consistent preparation. So, since we have been taking class and in this field, we could, but it would take time for you. You just study, okay? In this Cornwallis. Understood? Now Cornwallis is here. He wanted to wage a war, and here Tipu was rising, silently rising, and Cornwallis was waiting for an opportunity. Right? At what occasion I could wage a war against Tipu is what Tipu did. Tipu attacked a small state here, Travancore, which was a friend of the British. Immediately, what happened? British said, Cornwallis considered this is the right time to capture. So Tipu, you attack my friend. So I am helping my Travancore friend. So I am attacking you. Imagine. Earlier, Hyder Ali asked British help, refused, even though they signed a treaty. But now they wanted to wage war and fight against Tipu. For that, they are ready to help Travancore. Okay, third reason, you write it. Tipu attacked Travancore. Tipu attacked Travancore state, which was a friend or ally, A-L-L-A-Y, which was an ally of the British. Understood? So three reasons. One is ambition. Second thing is arrival of Governor General. Third thing is immediate causes. This is the immediate cause. Attack of Travancore by Tipu. Understood? So this is what happened. These are all cause of action. Cause. Next, course of action. What is the course of action? Here is British formed a grand alliance. British formed a grand alliance. Who are the grand alliance? Travancore, Marathas, Hyderabad. So 1, 2, 3. 4 is the British themselves. So one side 4, other side is single person, that is a Tipu. What happened? Marathas attacked from here, I attacked. So what happened? British attacked from here. From all the four corners, Tipu was cornered. And what was the headquarters of the Tipu? Srirangapatnam. So next point you write. From all the side, Tipu was attacked, and his capital was surrounded, besieged or sieged or surrounded. Simple word. Okay. What to do? Wanted to safeguard the people, wanted to safeguard the fort. So what happened? Tipu surrendered. Surrendered. At last surrendered. When the enemies were at the gates, he surrendered in Srirangapatnam, and in that place itself, a hard treaty was signed. What is the name of the treaty? Type yourself, type and yourself write. What's the name of the treaty? Treaty of Srirangapatnam. Exactly. Treaty of Srirangapatnam. So exactly this is what. Okay. So what's the significance of the Treaty of Srirangapatnam? Is first point. Half of the Tipu's territory was taken. So 50% of Tipu's territory was taken. Half of the Tipu's territory was taken. That's the first point. Taken. Second point is huge war damages was collected from Tipu. In history, that is simply called indemnity. Hereafter, this is a frequent word. You should use it. Huge war indemnity or huge war damages was collected. Tipu, you are responsible for attacking, so you have to do this much. Nearly 2 crore rupees was given. Second point. Third point. Tipu's two sons were captured by British. That's called hostage. Hostage. Not hostage, hostage. So, Tipu, you give amount, then you get back your mortgage. Actually, it's not, if you study in the law, you might have come across mortgage. The British took the two sons. You give the amount, then we get back your 2 cents. It's like a property is being mortgaged. Likewise. So these are all by what happened. Tipu lost territory. You see this much of big territory. Tipu was just confined. All this part was taken. Half of the territory completely, and his economy was also sucked. So territory economy was sucked. In that way, Tipu was crippled, completely crippled. This is what third. Only thing Tipu was not killed, but that is a mistake. Why that is a mistake is again Tipu was not an ordinary person. He was not at all ordinary person. Definitely he would take revenge. Yes, it's like a attacked snake. How many movies, especially religious related movies, how many movies we have seen? If a snake is not killed, just attacked means what would happen when you are sleeping? That snake wanted to take revenge. It would come at night 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock when you are sleeping. It would enter your house through the window and would bite. Right? So likewise, the Tipu now wanted to take revenge against the British. He was waiting for an opportunity. He got an opportunity after 8 to 9 years that led to the war called Fourth War. So last to open the topic, Fourth Mysore War. Second, Fourth Anglo-Mysore War, 1799. 1799. That's all. Because 1 year, what happened? Tipu was defeated. Okay, if it is a war, first, cause. Taken? What's the cause? Is Tipu wanted to take revenge. Everything, entire life is related to revenge, counter revenge, same. First. Second is, this is very important. Tipu had relationship with the French. Tipu had relationship with the French. 2018 preliminary question. Taken? That too, by this time in French, French Revolution was over. This is a world history topic. If while studying world history, you have to keep simultaneously with the modern India, it will be helpful. Highly helpful. World history will much helpful for modern India. Right? So here, this is important. So he had French Revolution is over. Because of French Revolution, in France, one man started to rise. His name is Napoleon Bonaparte. So he had French good relationship. That too with whom is Napoleon. Right? Good relationship with Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay. So he had a good relationship with Napoleon. Already French-British conflict was there. That too, that reached big during Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte was number one enemy of the British. Now Tipu also became number one enemy of the British. This is one of the foremost reason for fourth war. Okay, when these things were going on, Tipu, Napoleon, or French relationship was good. British was carefully was how could this bloody Tipu could have relationship with that French? I would not spare Tipu likewise. When these things were going on, Cornwallis left India. Another Governor General came to India. Next, arrival of Wellesley as Governor General. Lord Wellesley as Governor General. Taken arrival of Lord Wellesley as Governor General. So when Wellesley came, he came to know Tipu had a good relationship with the French. No, no, no. Such alliance should not take place. Had it taken place, problem to whom is the British. So he wanted to break the alliance. So keep it in mind. He wanted to break the French relationship with the Tipu. He wanted French people should not help Indians. So he wanted to cut. He introduced a concept. What concept is subsidiary alliance? If it is Wellesley, you should invariably know of this subsidiary alliance. Of subsidiary alliance. That's important. So now, before entering into war, what is subsidiary alliance? Okay, you should know, right? So who introduced subsidiary alliance? Wellesley. What Wellesley did it? He introduced subsidiary alliance and asked Tipu to sign. Right? Asked Tipu to sign, but Tipu refused. Tipu, you please sign the treaty, subsidiary alliance, but Tipu refused. Okay. Tipu refused. Why? Why Tipu refused to sign subsidiary alliance? Means because of this provisions in subsidiary alliance, Tipu refused. Then you should know what are the provisions of the subsidiary alliance. If you know the provisions of the subsidiary alliance, studying the reason for refusal of Tipu's is easy. So open the topic subsidiary alliance. What are all the points regarding subsidiary alliance? What are the points of self-reliance? First point, number one. Third point is, first is Tipu wanted to take revenge. Second point is relationship. Third point is arrival of Wellesley and his self-reliance. Fourth point, Tipu refused to sign self-reliance. Okay. Now, what we are going to discuss here is why Tipu refused to sign means if you just to go through the self-reliance provision, what are all the provisions of subsidies? So yes. Because of these people refuse to sign. Then what are all the points of subsidies? First point. The British Army to help the Indian ruler. A British Army, that you write. A British Army commanded by British. Commanded by British to help the Indian ruler. So it's a first point. Listen. Indian ruler also had an army. But British says, my army is superior. Very superior. We have cannon so and so, so and so. Your army is not that much. So you do one thing. Disband your army. Rather than we will give army. So that you could easily, Indian ruler, with our army's help, you could easily erase your opponent. Just imagine what some Indian ruler consider. Yes, this is good. By using British army, by hiring the British army, we could easily defeat my opponent. This is a first. So actually, these are all the lessons we have to learn from how India was defeated, how British ruled India. British na company, a private company ruled India. Okay, so British army to replace Indian armies, Indian rulers army in the name of helping. Okay, it's a first point. Second is okay. Now Indian British gave the army means you have to maintain. Am I right? To maintain the army. Next point. To maintain the army, Indian rulers should give Indian rulers should maintain the army. You write like this. Okay. To maintain the army, you need money. What the Indian ruler should have done, he should have given salary. 10 crore rupees, 15 crore rupees are maintenance charge. But what British want is not amount. They want territory. From the territory, amount would come, revenue would come. Through the amount, they would manage it. So you write it to maintain the army, British army, maintain the British army. Indian ruler should give territory, revenue yielding territory to the British. Should give revenue yielding territory to the British. Yes, that's the second point. Yes, over. So you should give their revenue yielding territory permanently. Actually, this is also a method to capture. So likewise, listen, three-way British conquered territory by without war. One is doctrine of lapse, another is doctrine of misgovernance, another is subservience also. In the name of giving the army to the Indian ruler, they didn't get amount, rather than they got the land permanently. It's a second point. In that way, Indian ruler lost territory. Even some people are there. Do you want money or my land? Means many a people wanted land. Do you know? Some people would say, do you want money or land? No, no, I want land. Why? Land is appreciating when compared to money. Even many well-known economy people would not just park their money in the bank. If you park your money in the bank in 2000, 1 lakh rupees means its appreciation is very less. At the same time, if you park your 1 lakh rupees in the name of real estate or some other, if you invested, mean by this time it would become 10 lakh or 20 lakh. Many people economically very well, so they wanted land. It's a second. Third point is right. No relationship with any other. So no relationship with Indian ruler. Whoever the Indian ruler signed this subservience should not have relationship. No relationship with no relationship with the Indian ruler. No relationship with any other. Under the any other, you split into two. Who are the any other? One is with another Indian ruler. This is important. Is with another Indian ruler. Second is with the Europeans. Europeans means except British. Except British. With any other, you split it. Now, Europeans means particularly what people, the French. So intention of British is they wanted to cut the French relationship and the Indian rulers. Actually, this is a major reason Tipu Sultan refused. Tipu knew very well. If I signed it, I cannot have relationship with the French. I can't have relationship with the French. That's the reason Tipu refused to sign. This is the third point. Okay. Fourth point is a British officer. A British officer. A British officer in the royal court of Indian ruler. In the royal court of Indian ruler. Actually, technically, in the book, they use the word British resident. Use this word. In the royal court. Actually, you know the royal court setup. You know, Maharaja Adiraja, Raja Gambira, Raja Martanda, that ruler, Barak, Shahin Shah, likewise. He would come and he would occupy like this. On either side, ministers would be there, officer would be there. In that, one of the officer is the British resident or officer. Actually, what that bloody British did means, whenever you are discussing about any policy, he would object. No, no, this is wrong. My ruler, why? This is against the British interest. In that way, his torture is so much. That's the reason Tipu knew very well. I would lost my external relationship. I would lost my internal relationship. That is a sovereignty. That's the reason Tipu refused to sign the subsidiary alliance. So these are all the points of subsidiary alliance. Put it inside the box. All the 4 points are subsidiary alliance. Taken? Yes. Now you come back. Causes is over. Now I discussed only causes. That's why this much big. In between causes, I discussed the personality of Wellesley. What the Wellesley did. I discussed subsidiary alliance. Simultaneously, I discussed causes of fourth war. Now, course of action. Write it. Course of action. Yes, what is the course of action is Tipu was killed in the battlefield itself. Tipu was killed in the battlefield itself. So first point. Second point is again major territory was taken. Not all the territory. Keep it in mind. Already some territory was taken. So some more few territory was also taken. Initially we discussed already this much of territory was taken. Now what happened is after the fourth war, some more territory. You can just imagine. Mysore was like this. This territory was again taken. It means that they didn't acquire entire Mysore. Okay, so they took some more territory. Then what they did, remaining part, the remaining Mysore territory. Next mind you write the remaining Mysore territory. Remaining Mysore territory was restored to Udayar family. So again, Udayar family got it in 1799. Again restored to Udayar family. Understood? So this is what here happened. And what happened with Udayar family? Subsidiary alliance. Write it. With Udayar family, subsidiary alliance. So these are all important thing of the four Mysore war. Keep it in mind. Such a Udayar dynasty, which was restored in 1799, existed till 1947 under the control of the British. Got it? So this is what here happened. These are all the four. By the time, listen, already Carnatic, now major Mysore area was taken. Already Nizam under their control. Next they have to war with whom is the Marathas. So this is the four Anglo-Mysore war. Next war with whom is the Marathas. Open the topic Anglo-Maratha wars. Taken? Yes. Anglo-Maratha wars. But today I am not going to discuss about the Anglo-Maratha war. Rather than what I'm going to do here is you all leave 3 pages. 3 pages. Actually, a paper consists of 2 pages, front side, back side. So you leave 3 page or 4 pages based on your handwriting and the space between two lines. So if it is 4 pages, no, 2 paper. Solid, you have to leave 2 papers. If it is 3 pages, no, 1.5 paper. Okay, because I have to discuss Anglo-Maratha war, Anglo-Sikh war, then Anglo annexation of Sindh. Some topics are there. Anglo-Burmese war. So 3 or 4 pages, leave it. I'll leave it because don't want to continue the war-related matter. It may consider as a boredom. So you may do this. Yes, after leaving the 4 page, open the next unit. Open the next unit. What is the next unit? Yes, British administration. It's the British administration. Most important topic. Next 20 minutes, right? Uh, if any problem or any tough you felt during annexation war, no need to bother. Least question would be asked in political part, right? But many students would study Carnatic war, Mysore war more interestingly, but would not discuss and would not study of other parts actually. But today, now what I'm going to discuss is entirely different. British administration. What is the first topic of the British administration? Open land revenue system. Land revenue system or land revenue settlement. System or land revenue settlement. Yes. So in that Tipu died in Srirangapatnam itself while fighting against that in the Srirangapatnam. From all the side they attacked in that capital place itself. He died. Yes. So land revenue system. Yes. Listen. I already discussed of this in the beginning of first class itself. Now I just refresh. It is a English East India Company. Always keep it in mind. It's an English East India Company came to India for trade. Keep it in mind. By 1600, the company's intention is not to conquer India. It came just for trade. But after the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, and due to no unity and weaker Mughals and disintegration, they gradually started to capture power and became political power. So from commercial to political body. What is the purpose of capturing land? Constructing the multi-story building for the welfare of Indians? No. They wanted to suck the wealth of India. We use the word drain of wealth. That is called drain of wealth. Understood? Wanted to suck the wealth of India. That is called drain of wealth. So in this, what happened is they wanted to suck the India wealth. At the time, many people did agriculture. Nearly 90% of the people did agriculture. That's why the single economy from where they could suck India's wealth is none other than the agriculture. So carefully listen. That's why they laid the hand in agriculture sector in the name of land revenue system or land revenue settlement. This is the basic and fundamentals. Understood? So why land revenue system? Simple. Now taxation. If any people came outsider, if America conquered India, you consider Apple company conquered India, means they wanted to suck India's wealth. Then where would they put tax? Means in IT people. Here at IT people, whatever the salary you get, you have to give 40%. Next is industry, manufacturing industry, because it's a very important. Manufacturing industry, you have to give this much of amount because now these are all the thriving. But at the time, agriculture was thriving. 90% of the people engaged in agriculture, major economy from agriculture. That's why they sucked the fund money from the agriculture sector in the name of tax or rent. That is called land revenue system or land revenue settlement. Altogether, three land revenue settlements. A brief history of the three land revenue settlement. Today, at least one I will conclude. So one preliminary potential question. So altogether, how many such a land revenue settlement? There is three. One is first I will give all the three. Then one is Jamindar, Jamindari, or permanent, permanent system. Second, Rayatwari system. Actually, it is not permanent. Right? Third is Mahalwari. Magalwari system. Altogether, three landowning system. A brief idea of the three. That's all. Today class, I will discuss. Right. First one here. Jamindari or permanent system. Permanent system. First point. Again, you write it. Then very very important. Today, try to complete this. Okay. Introduced in 1793. Introduced in 1793 by Governor General Cornwallis. Governor General Cornwallis and then another officer, Sir John Shore. So never forget. Yep. Today onwards, today and tomorrow also I will continue. Once administration is over, then only I will go back to the Maratha war and I complete, and then we would go move on to next subsequent unit. Okay. So today and tomorrow, now and next tomorrow, complete administration. Never miss the class. Hereafter, each class, I assure you, yeah, question. Okay. So Sir John, so these two officers. Okay, here officer mentioned. Next area. Area. What all the area is first entire Bengal province. One is entire Bengal province, and second, keep it in mind. I use the word entire Bengal province. What all the entire Bengal province? What all the area? Type it. Bengal mean not just West Bengal. Very big. I said already. I said it. West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, part of Jharkhand. Likewise, I said it's a very big area. Okay. And the second is Northern Sarkar. In here itself, you could see Northern Sarkar. In these two places. So one is here, Bengal, this much big. Bengal is here, Northern Sarkar. Northern Sarkar means coastal Andhra. Kakinada, Vaisak, this area are the Northern Sarkar. In these two area, permanent system or Jamindari system. So factual information is over. Now, you come to this. I am going to discuss, listen, why this is called permanent. You write it. Why it is called permanent. Small subtopic. First intro. Next, why this is called permanent. Why this is called Jamindari. No. Why first you write why this is called Jamindari. Then I will come to why this is called permanent. Keep it in mind. Follow my method. The same thing is in the mains also you have to write small subtopic, 4 lines explanation. Subtopic, 4 line. Subtopic, 4 line. Subtopic, 4 line. First page over. Subtopic, 4 line. Introduction, conclusion over. 10 mark, 15 mark. You always follow this method. Right? Never compromise of this. You will get a very good concept. Okay. Why it is called Jamindari? Listen. Carefully listen. Here company. English is their company. Here village. Village 1, village 2, village 3, likewise so on. Village 1000 or 5000 like this. In the village, peasants. Peasants. Don't draw. Peasants. Okay. Listen. British had all right to directly collect the tax from the peasant, but the British didn't. Rather than what happened is they appointed so many jamindars and so on. So they appointed so many jamindars, and through the jamindars. So for example, a jamindar was given a village or two, like this. Like this. So jamindars were given villages, land. Through the jamindar, the British collected the tax. That's why the system is called jamindar system. Draw this diagram and write it. At least somewhat big you draw it, so that you could write everything here itself. So this is called the Jamindari system. So here the company, here the Jamindars were appointed, so that Zamindars were given villages. So it means that relationship between, so after drawing this relationship between company and Jamindar. Got it? So this is important thing. In doubts? Yes, this is what. Okay. So here the first is what? So the British didn't directly collect it rather than through Jamindars. Okay. Who were the Jamindars? Next is were the local, right? Local Indians. Near the Jamindar, you write. These people are the local Indians. Simple. Identification is very easy. How local Indian? British would come. They would see the village. In village, who can be appointed? In village, you could. Some people would have the mustache, strong, always white and white. Always they would raise the chest. Chest would be like a wall. Always people would give respect. Okay, he's the right person to be chosen as a Jamindar. You might have come across such a people in each village. Such a respected people would be there. Such a people were appointed. Understood? So this is the way Jamindars were picked up. They were the local people. Okay. So through them they collected. That's why it's called. So one village was given or more than one village. That's why the system is called Jamindari system. Okay. This is a second. Third thing is, listen, whether the Jamindars were doing social service or collecting the tax, Jamindars would go village after village, peasant after peasant home. Please give the amount. Please give the amount. Likewise, whether the Jamindars are doing social service, no. For that, some salary, some commission. What is the commission for Jamindar is 11%. Note it down. This is very important. So Jamindars can get a commission of 11%. Remaining 89% British. So this is the share. So very important. Any doubt? Again, video would be sent. Carefully look into that. Very, very important. Okay. So will be given 11% share. This is the third important regarding the Jamindar. Taken? And the fourth important is, listen, you consider I am Jamindar. Okay. I assign this village. Carefully listen. Assign this village. Jamindar, British said that. Listen, British said that from this village, every year you should collect 1 crore. Carefully listen. And British said from this village, every year you should collect 10 crore because here the soil fertility is good. So every year you should collect 10 crores. And from this Jamindar, some 50 lakh. From this village, Jamindar, you should collect 50 lakhs. So keep it in mind. Amount is not same because how is it possible? Each district would give different revenue. Likewise, British said, you have to collect this amount, you have to collect this amount from this village. In that way, amount was different. Listen, from this amount, only 11% commission would be taken by whom? Jamindar. Remaining is as a tax. For example, 1 crore. In that 1 crore, what is 11% is 11 lakh. Remaining 89 lakh, British would take it. And from here, 10 crore. What is the 11% is 1.1 crore to the Jamindar. 8.9 crore to the British. So likewise, the Jamindar got what is the share is the 11%. This is what called Jamindari system. So why Jamindari? This much, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. So it's called Jamindari system. Understood? Yes. Last point under why it's called Jamindari is Jamindars were the owner of entire land in their area. Note it down. Already this is preliminary question. Jamindars were the owner of entire land. Owner of entire land. Got it? So because of this, Jamindars were given so and so, so and so, so and so. That's what this is called. What system is Jamindar system? Mug it up. Actually, owners of the entire land mean proprietor. Proprietor of the area. Proprietor of the area. So you are all peasant, okay? 360 plus members are there. You are all peasant. I am your Jamindar as appointed by British men. Hereafter, you are not the landlord. You are not the owner of your land. I am the owner of your land. You are doing agriculture in your land. As long as you pay the rent or amount, land is yours. Otherwise, land would be taken, maybe you will be expelled. Okay, that's the next point. If a peasant refuses to pay rent, he would be expelled from the land. He would be expelled from the land. So that's why this is called Jamindari system. Jamindari system is very important. If you know Jamindari, Rayatwari Magalwari is simple. Right. Why Jamindari system? What? Last you come. Why it is permanent? Subtopic. Why it is called permanent? Whether Jamindar is permanent, then what is permanent? British permanent. So something is permanent, so it's called permanent system. Why it is called permanent system means, listen. The system was introduced in 1793. Carefully listen. Was introduced in 1793. Okay, listen. In 1793, British came to this Jamindar, was appointed this Jamindar. And from this village, British said, Jamindar, you should collect 1 crore. Now listen, in 1793, British said, in this village, you have to collect 1 crore. Such a amount, carefully listen, such a amount to be collected from this village was never changed till 1947. Not only this, even if you come, the second Jamindar was appointed in 1793. In that also, in 1793, land rent was fixed as 10 crore in that village. It was fixed in 1793, and the same 10 crores to be collected by the Jamindars of village to till 1947. So what is permanent is amount to be collected from village or by the Jamindar. So you write it. So why it is called permanent being the land rent fixed in 1793 was never changed or little changed till 1947. Or little changed till 1947. Second, so that's why. Listen, 1793 I may be the Jamindar, but I cannot rule up to 1947. After my death, some other would be the Jamindar here. He would also collect exactly 1 crore. By 1900, some other would be the Jamindar. He would also collect exact amount. So Jamindars are not permanent. Today I may be there in 1793. I cannot live up to 1947. So that's why the system is called Zamindari and permanent system. One expected topic question is over. Remaining two we will discuss tomorrow. Any doubts? If major doubts, repetition, you just to go through this video, it will be helpful. Right? Any doubts in this? Mic open பண்ணு. Archana.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, you said about Zamindari system, and also you said something about Ijara system introduced by Zulfikar Khan. Was it the same actually?
Ijara is revenue farming. It is given to highest bidder. It is not, here is appointment. Ijara and Zamindar is entirely two different.
Okay, sir.
This is
And also you said that the Zamindars will collect the rent. What about the produce? Does it go to the peasants or the Zamindar?
produce means what? What you try
What
to
they
say?
are producing, the crops.
After that produce, person to convert the crop into the money. That money flow, then they could give us a check.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, I have a couple of questions. You said that Arcot had a Nawab. Was it a Mughal province actually? Because far southern states were not part of Mughal, right?
Aurangzeb period up to Madurai, to some extent part and parcel of the Mughals during Aurangzeb period.
Okay, sir.
At least under their control. Yes, under that only Arcot Nawab. Actually, Mughal, Delhi, they are one of the provincial government is governor at Hyderabad. Under Hyderabad, the Arcot would come. Right?
Okay, sir. And also, Carnatic was, you said at the end of Carnatic was certain territories of Arcot and northern Sarkars were occupied by British. So was it a political and zamindari rights did the British have?
Not Zamindari. Zamindari rights confined to Bengal and Northern Sarkar. Northern Sarkar, they had introduced the Zamindari system, right? But not in Carnatic region. Different.
But they had political rights, is it so, sir? Because you said Bengal was the first area where British had their hand first. So that's why I was confused, because Carnatic was ends by 1760s.
1763, Carnatic War was ended. 1764, Paksar was ended. 1765, they completely conquered major part of Bengal. But 1765, what they got in Carnatic area is very small when compared to Bengal. That's why many would say the earliest part is considered to be the Bengal. Major trade.
Okay, sir. And also regarding subsidiary alliance, Wellesley created that concept only because of Tipu Sultan, or was it created before that itself?
French here.
I didn't get, sir. What else?
Here.
French fear. Okay, so Mysore would be the first state to be annexed by, to be annexed by subsidiary alliance. Is it so, sir?
Not. You have to sign it. Through subsidiary alliance, you cannot annex it. A ruler, Indian ruler, should willingly to sign the subsidiary alliance.
Yeah, sir. Was Mysore the first state to sign it?
Before that itself, Hyderabad ruler. Actually, which all the students go back and write it. What is the first state? Hyderabad. Second is Mysore. Third, first alone is enough. Hyderabad.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That's all, sir.
Jay.
Sir, hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Hello. Sir, my doubt is after your class, I got to read in Spectrum books. While reading in the coming of Europeans, I have noted about the Portuguese, the name, including some other Portuguese. Should you have to memorize all these rulers as all these governors contributions?
No, not.
Hello.
Whatever the governors I mentioned, study thoroughly of such a governor. Whatever I not touched as of now, you leave it. Leave it.
Okay, sir. As of now, I will leave it, sir. But in the future, what about the future, sir?
By future, you have to study. When in question, we will ask some more topic. At the time only you come to know, okay, this topic is also important. But without knowing that, now itself you started to study. I used to study everything means, then you are entering into long thing.
Okay, sir. As of now, I have to study what you have taken in the class.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So that's why I'm daily saying that if you consider I have to completely study a unit in spectrum, you can't study even 5 years after that, you can't study. So you whatever I have discussed, you study and come along with me up to 1947. Then some more topic you have to study. When after understanding the entire modern day, yourself would know, okay, if I study this one, it may be helpful. If you attend some test, a new topic could be there. Then you add. Yes,
Oh, okay, sir. Yes, thank you.
Srivatsan.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my doubt is the Carnatic War. You said that the fight between British and French, sir. So would that be only a land fight, or via sea also they would fight, sir? Because reinforcements are to
land, yes, both land as well as sea, especially in the first Carnatic War. In sea also they fought it.
Okay, sir. And my follow-up question is, sir, various treaties were signed at the end of war. You said, sir. So some concepts like Dalhousie's concept, subsidiary alliance, would that be also a part of the treaty, sir? Would that be also included by the British?
Yes. Actually, in some treaty, if you see, for example, I said Madras, Treaty of Madras. Even in the Treaty of Madras, they would simply use the word subsidiary alliance was signed means all the 4 points of subsidiary alliance should be included into the treaty. Because in the book, they don't want to every time would mention about all the 4 points. Rather than while discussing about the treaty, in this treaty, subsidiary alliance is also signed means you have to import all the 4 points.
Okay, sir. If apart from that treaty, they can't introduce another treaty in that province, right, sir? Whatever signed is whatever it is being signed in the treaty, only that can be introduced. Even if the ruler doesn't have a hair, means they can't introduce Dalhousie's treaty.
No. Rulers means that is doctrine of lapse is different. That is Dalhousie's concept. Treaty and rulers didn't have higher. That is entirely two different things. Don't
No, sir.
tie the both.
No, sir. I'm asking if only subsidiary alliance is being included in the treaty, means if in the future time the ruler doesn't have a hair, means then they can't introduce Dalhousie in that period. Only the concepts introduced in the treaty only can be enforced by the British, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir. And my last question is, sir, when Hyder Ali was the ruler, French didn't attack. Does that mean Hyder Ali and French have a good relationship? That's the reason why Tipu Sultan and Napoleon Bonaparte had a good relationship. Could that be like that, sir?
Yes. Both Hyder as well as Tipu had good relationship, but during Tipu period, they went one step ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. My last question is, sir, if a particular, so for example, subsidiary alliance is being introduced by some governor general, the follow-up governor general needs to follow the same, or he can update some provisions, or he can even remove the subsidiary alliance. Is that something concept in the British like that, sir?
No, I have not come across that. It seems that subsidiary alliance is this one. I think following Governor General didn't introduce new concept. The same principle was followed, according to my knowledge, because I have not discussed any, I have not studied any other new points were introduced in subsidiary alliance. I have not come across.
Follow-up governor general can cancel subsidiary alliance, sir. Is there a provision like that, sir?
cancelled, but didn't add new points in subsidiary alliance.
Okay, sir. That's all, sir. Thank you so much.
Prakash,
Good afternoon, sir.
afternoon.
I have doubt in subsidiary alliance. As I studied that Indian rurals were not allowed to maintain their army, and the armed forces that were maintained by Indian rulers has to be protected by the company. And if not, they are paying the subsidiary. If not only they அவங்க பே பண்ணலைன்னா மட்டும்தான் அந்த டெரிட்டரி எடுக்கிற மாதிரி சப்சிடி அலைன்ஸ் இருந்தது. இஸ் தட் ட்ரூ ஆர் இல்ல அவங்க வந்து பே பண்ணியும் டெரிட்டரி கொடுக்கணுங்கிற ஒரு
இல்ல நீங்க பேமெண்ட்டுக்கு பதிலாக தான் லேண்ட் கொடுப்பாங்க. அதாவது
Okay.
2 இருக்கு. தமிழ்நாடு ஃபுல்லா என் ஏரியா. நான் வந்து ஐ எம் யூசிங் பிரிட்டிஷ் ஃபோர்ஸ் மீன்ஸ் ஃபார் தட் ஐ நோ நீட் டு கிவ் என்டையர் தமிழ்நாடு. இஃப் ஐ கிவ் என்டையர் தமிழ்நாடு ஐ கான்ட் பி a ruler. What I did it, I gave only Coimbatore district. For what purpose? To maintain the remaining part is mine. British
Okay.
said I don't want rather than I want territory.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Right.
And the main reason was to is that they want to keep the forces away from India. So main point to introduce the subsidiary alliance is to keep the French forces away from India, right, sir?
Yes. Right? Actually, this is exactly what he said is the 2018 question. What is the main purpose of the subsidiary alliance, which is not correct? First point is that because of French fear. That's why I use the word. First A statement is that one. Correct. Next. Lalit Kumar.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, yes. I hear you.
Sir, I can't hear your voice, sir. Sir, you said Hyderabad was never annexed by British Empire, sir. Why it so, sir? And they also helped British in annexation after Karnataka War, sir.
That's why I said in last class, not only Hyderabad, likewise 560 plus Indian territories which were ruled by Indian rulers were never annexed by the British. They are called princely state. For that I told the reason, because they don't want to have enemy with all the rulers, especially some powerful ruler. They want some Indian ruler as their friend, and such a Indian ruler helped British in all way. Last class only I said it related to Hyderabad.
What?
Same.
No, sir. That after Karnataka War, what benefit they got, sir, in helping annexation of British, sir?
Come again, your doubt?
You said Hyderabad helped British in annexation of Arcot and Northern Sarkar, sir. Why did they so, sir?
Hyderabad didn't help British. Hyderabad gave Northern Sarkar to British because Northern Sarkar was Hyderabad territory. Because
Okay, sir.
Muzaffar Jung, Nasir. Who helped Muzaffar Jung? Nasir Jung, British. At the end of the Carnatic War, Nasir Jung came to power with the help of British. So Nasir Jung gave what one? Northern Sarkar or the British. Northern Sarkar was Hyderabad territory.
Okay, sir. I got confused, sir. Only. Sir, in the end of fourth Mysore War, there was no treaty, sir. Why it so, sir? Does Tipu has no successor, sir?
Tipu had successor. Both the successor were jailed. British determined no, none of the Tipu successors would be there. Tipu killed. They wanted to again come back of Udaya dynasty. That's why no treaty with the Tipu and its successor. Tipu was not there, first of all.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sabir.
Am I audible, sir? Am I audible? Sir, can you elaborate ring fence policy of foreign hostings?
What one?
Ring fence policy.
Actually, what ring fence policy is none other than the buffer state. We already discussed the buffer state. Okay, buffer state. Another name is ring fence policy.
Okay, sir.
That's all. Nothing is there. Ring fence. Fence as a ring. That's all. Why do we put a fence? To protect ourselves from the enemy. British made Awadh as a ring fence to protect the British Bengal from Marathas and Afghans. That's all. Buffer state. Another name is ring fence policy.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Rupesh.
Hello. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Sir, what is the role of Nizam of Hyderabad and Marathas in the first two Carnatic wars, sir? You said they role in the third Carnatic war. What is the role of them in the first two Carnatic wars?
First to Carnatic war, it's a very complicated one. In first war, Nizam and Maratha joined with Mysore. In second war, Nizam and Maratha joined with British. That's flinching and switching over the side. That kind of roles, but that's not important. That's why I didn't say.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have come across in the second during the spectrum reading. I have come across the word. The second Anglo-Mysore War is due to the British annexation of Mahi from French. Sir, is it true?
That's all. Some micro points.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more doubt. You said about the zamindari system, sir. What is the disadvantage of zamindari system, sir?
Tomorrow we will discuss. Because I have to discuss Rayatwari system, Mahalwari system. Why British left Jamindari and introduced Rayatwari. Tomorrow I will continue. In that I will discuss.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ramya.
Good afternoon, sir. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Sir, you said the British will fix the amount and the zamindaris will collect it from the peasants. So what if the zamindaris were not able to collect the fixed amount because the agricultural
Exactly.
produce will be sometimes less than the fixed amount. So what will happen?
Yeah. If a peasant didn't pay the tax, what would happen?
There will be pressure by the zamindaris.
No, he will be expelled from the land. The peasant refused to pay, he will be expelled. Likewise, if the Jamindar didn't pay the land, he would be expelled from his Jamindari rights. He would be dismissed. And in his place, some other Jamindar would be appointed. That's all.
No, sir, if the agricultural produce does not match the fixed amount.
What agriculture produce? Agriculture produce, fixed amount does not matter.
No, sir, if the zamindar was not able to collect the fixed amount from the peasants were not able to pay the fixed amount, what would happen?
Peasant couldn't pay, peasant will be expelled. If the Jamindar couldn't pay the fixed amount to the Jamindar will be expelled.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Next, yeah, yes, good afternoon.
Sir, I had the same doubt which Ramya asked, sir. And you said like in the zamindari system, when the peasant is unable to pay the fixed amount or whatever the amount is, the land will be taken by the zamindar, sir. And later, if this continues, what will be the case, sir? Like the final case, like how will it lead to?
If one person refused to pay amount, his land would be taken and his land would be sold to nearby peasant,
Okay, sir.
even at the lower. The next peasant would cultivate it.
So, but you said, for example, if 1 crore is fixed in a particular village, and due to famine or some other reason, and they are not able to give 1 crore, what will happen, sir? Like, even if it is excess
And
or lower, 89% should be given to the company, or like, is there any changes in that time, sir?
no, not such a thing. Anyhow, whether great produce or not, you should pay the amount. Whether excess or less, it does not matter. British need fixed amount.
Okay, sir.
They want one. It's the right, correct thing.
So,
Am I right?
but this
So
will
it,
be a loss, no, sir, for the zamindars and for the peasant when at the time of famine or some other time.
if such a thing means British Raj would have been blessings. That's why British Raj is a.
Okay, sir.
So if problem means you should go for tax holidays, but no tax, no holidays at all. You have to pay. Whether if it is high or low, you have to pay the fixed amount. That's why it's called permanent.
Okay, sir. So, but in the case when there is no produce, like due to famine or some other reason, there is no produce at all, what will they do, sir? Like they are not able to pay any amount.
Not able to pay means their land would be taken. They will be expelled. Landless, their land would be sold, and by solding such a land to some other amount would come. That would be generated as a land rent.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Raj,
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah. So, okay, you said something about the Vijayanagar kingdom's decline, right? One is the Battle of Talikota, Raksha Pangadi. The other word, you said something about Battle of Karnal, no?
Ah.
How come that was the result of the decline, sir? Because I missed out that particular reason.
Well, Aurangzeb, after Krishnadevaraya,
So I cannot hear you.
Karna, Mughal further declined. After Talikota, Vijayanagar.
So I'm not able to hear you, sir. Your voice is somewhat is coming on and off.
And problem is yours, I think.
Okay,
Problem.
will it be possible, please?
It's humming. Humming.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I'm hearing, but my voice is. Are you? Because
Okay.
some humming sound. Whenever I. Better to watch that.
Fine, fine. That is one. And you said something about rewriting, right?
Oh.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Ah,
Yeah, you said something about for the first question a person asked, and you said something to rewrite. No, first one is Hyderabad, second one something like that. What is that? I lost it for the first person's question.
What's the first question?
You said something. Turn back the pages and you write something. That's what you said.
How to then first question? Oh, don't remember our first question.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Okay. The impact of the Carnatic Wars is that the British got some northern Sarkars and some areas of Arcot Nawab, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Kavita?
Hello, sir. Sir, can
Yes, yes.
sir, Should we read 12th NCERT, sir, in history?
Saying daily.
Sir?
First spectrum. Whatever the
Okay.
topics are not there, you have to read the 12th NCERT. Whatever the topics left in spectrum.
Okay, sir. Sir, it's new NCERT. Okay, sir.
Oh, yeah. Are you attending from the first class?
Sir, I have missed that class, sir.
That's why. Okay. Old NCERT. Even we send it in Telegram group, no? Old NCERT PDF.
Okay, sir.
You check. You got Telegram joined or not?
Yes, sir. I have joined, sir.
You see the old NCERT 12th standard. We send the PDF.
Okay, sir. Sir, I mean, another doubt is, next, what is mean by Indian Ocean El Nino, sir?
Your geography. In geography, it will be discussed. El Nino, La Nino are there. In geography, will be discussed.
Can you explain me in simple terms, sir?
I just ask question related to history.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
That's a hard topic in geography. Geography will discuss it for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But you wait till that.
Okay, sir.
I understood your. That's all. Okay. Thank you.